Welcome to Tutorial 02. In this session, we will introduce installation, build a workflowing, which connects KNIME to Earth Engine and visualizes global elevation. The goal of this tutorial is very hands-on. By the end, you should be able to install the extension on your own machine, set custom scopes, configure authentication using a service account and a JSON key, and then run the same workflow using interactive authentication. Step 1. We need to install the extension itself. At the moment, this extension is distributed through the KNIME Community Extensions under the Experimental Update site. In the future, it may be available directly from the main update site. In KNIME, go to File, Preferences, then open the Install or Update Available Software Sites page. Make sure the entry called KNIME Community Extensions Experimental is checked and enabled. Then click Apply and Close. After enabling the update site, we can install the extension. From the main menu, choose File, Install KNIME Extensions. In the Available Software dialog, type Google into the search box. Check this extension, click Next, accept the license, and follow the installer steps. Once installation completes, KNIME will ask you to restart. Please restart KNIME so the new G nodes are properly loaded. Now that the extension is installed, we will build our first KNIME G workflow. The first node must be the Google Authenticator. For production and automated workflows, we recommend using Service Account Authentication. In the Configuration dialog, set the authentication type to Service Account. Under Authentication Key, choose JSON file and browse to the JSON key we created in Tutorial 01. Next, define the scope of access. Choose Custom and click Add Scope. Type https://www.googleapis.com/auth/Earth Engine. This scope allows the workflow to access Earth Engine resources. Click Apply and Execute to run this node. If the configuration is correct, the node will turn green and downstream nodes will receive a valid authentication token. The second node must be the Google Earth Engine connector. In the configuration, enter the project ID associated with your service account or the account you will use for interactive authentication. Often this ID appears directly in the name of your JSON key file. To streamline this step, we can wrap a string manipulation node and the connector into a Quick Connector component that automatically extracts the project ID from the JSON file name and passes it into the connector node. After authentication and project connection, we can start reading data from Earth Engine. Add a G-Image Reader node to the workflow. In its configuration, keep the default image name, USGS1003. This is a global digital elevation model, a widely used dataset for global terrain analysis. We will use it here simply to visualize elevation across the world. To visualize the image, we add a G-Image View node. Start with the default band selection setting, then click Show Advanced Settings to reveal additional options such as base map, statistics, and color palette. W will adjust these settings to make the global elevation pattern more interpretable. In the advanced settings, you can switch the base map. Then we need to uncheck Auto Statistics. This allows us to manually specify the minimum and maximum values used for visualization. By default, the G-Image View node may compute statistics automatically from the data. For global elevation, this can sometimes produce ranges that are too wide or sensitive to outliers. Set the minimum value to 0 and the maximum value to 4000. This enhances contrast in the elevation map so that lowlands, mid-altitude regions, and high mountains can all be distinguished clearly. Now we can execute the G-Image View node. KNIME sends a rendering request to Earth Engine using your authentication and project ID and receives a map layer in return. The resulting view, shown here, displays global elevation in grayscale. You can pan and zoom around the globe. To make the elevation map easier to interpret, we can change the color palette in the G-Image View. Here we use a 6-color palette ranging from dark blue to white. You get a global elevation map with a more intuitive color scheme, similar to many standard topographic maps. Sometimes you want a more lightweight option, especially for demonstrations or teaching. In those cases, you can use interactive authentication, where KNIME opens a browser window and you log in with your Google account. The rest of the workflow remains the same, only the Authenticator node configuration changes. To switch to interactive login, open the Google Authenticator node again and change the authentication type to interactive. Keep the same scope as is. Then, under Authentication, click Login. KNIME will open a browser window asking you to choose your Google account and to grant the requested permissions. Select the Google account you want to use with KNIME. Click Continue to allow access. After you approve, the browser page will say Received Verification Code. You may now close this window. At that point, the Authenticator node in KNIME has received the token it needs. Simply return to KNIME, click Apply and execute on the node, and rerun the workflow. You should again see the global elevation map.